right up my alley. It's exactly the kind of cozy weather that makes you want to curl up inside and make a delicious sweet treat. Good morning friends, and happy Vlogmas Day 8, the final instalment. You may be able to hear in the background that there is currently the beginnings of a storm taking place. It is super duper windy right now, which means that our plans for the day have slightly shifted. Originally I wanted to go on a lovely wintry family walk, but that is just not safe. It's not feasible to do right now, I don't think. So instead what we are going to do is me and my parents are going to finish off some last minute Christmas errands, I believe, this morning. We all somehow slept in quite late, and all of us are normally early risers, so we're all a bit off kilter right now. But yes, if you haven't already guessed, I am now at my parents' house for the next just less than a week, I believe. So I've been here for a day and a half now, I think, and it's just been so lovely so far. I'm not really sure what the rest of today and tomorrow will bring. As I said, plans have slightly shifted, but I think I just want to have a lovely cozy time, a lovely Christmassy cozy time. So if that sounds good to you, then thank you so much for being here, and make sure that you grab yourself a warm drink and a snack before we dive into the rest of today's video. So without further ado, I think it's time that we bit the bullet and braved the winter storm. cup of coffee as you saw me making. Don't my parents have just the most incredible collection of Christmas mugs? This one I think is one of my favourites just because of all the little woodland creatures on it. Look at that little robin, the deers. Oh, I love it. You might still be able to hear in the background, it's still very windy, but it is lovely and sunny. It is a much better day today than it was yesterday. Yeah, so I didn't do a great job of finishing up filming yesterday. We went into town, we got all of the errands done, thank goodness, but I came back and I just felt super overstimulated. It was incredibly noisy with all of the cars on the walk there, and the wind of course was very, very noisy. It made it really difficult to hear what anybody was saying. Town itself was incredibly busy, as you might imagine, the weekend right before Christmas. And yeah, I just came home and needed to have a little nap and lie down and just chill for the rest of the afternoon. But we had a lovely evening together and it was just lovely to have some quality family time. But I am by myself in the house today for a few hours anyway, at least. My parents are out at some friends, and yeah, I'm just gonna have a lovely, cozy, restful time. So as you saw, I've made myself a quick cup of coffee, and I've also just been enjoying reading Little Women, which is just one of my favourite things to read at this time of year. I think because the book begins at Christmas time and then it's full of like family and childhood magic and nostalgia, this is just one of my all-time favourite things to read around Christmas. So I am 120 pages in, and this is a book that, although I love the content, and I will say that I really like the spine of this edition, I really don't enjoy the cover of this book. And in May, I want to say, but it was in the springtime anyway, I made a video, and in it I created these book covers, or these dust jackets I should say, for some paperback books that I had, which I really, again, didn't love the covers for. And so I think I would really like to make a little one for this book. I don't like to take the covers off and completely redo them, just because I do like elements of this book. Like, this isn't the ugliest book I've ever seen, and I think I would be sad if I never got to see this illustration again, even though the illustration is somewhat uncanny, I would say. So I'd really like to make one of those this afternoon and just see if I can improve its overall appearance on my bookshelf. And then also in Vlogmas Day 4, I think, I was giving you a recap of all the books I've been reading, and I was saying that I've been looking for like a cheesy Christmassy read, and a few of you left me some really, really good recommendations, but I couldn't find them in my library to borrow. But what I did find was the other day when me and my mum went to the local library here, and they had a book sale on, and so I picked up An Island Christmas by Jenny Colgan for not very much at all. I think we paid about £2 for 3 new books, and this seems right up my alley. This is set on a remote Scottish island, bleak, stark and incredibly beautiful. And it's about this woman who finds herself in a little bit of a predicament, I think. She is pregnant with her ex-boss's child, and I think she is just basically at the mercy of the people on the island and their kindness. And from the sounds of it, they are quite kind. And it also has a doctor and a refugee from Syria who's trying to enjoy his first Christmas in the UK with his sons, but without his missing wife. Can the little family possibly find comfort and joy? It says, travel to the beautiful northern edge of the world and join the welcoming community of Mer for an unforgettable Christmas. So it sounds heartwarming and possibly a bit romantic, a bit cheesy, a bit silly, and a nice big font size, so I should be able to whiz through this in the next few days after I finish Little Women. So this is my Christmas reading list, looking very blue. So I think now that I've updated you on my reading for the next few days, let's go and get some craft supplies out. I think I have some really nice papers here, and if not, I'm sure my mum will let me raid her craft box as well. And let's get to decorating this book and making it look just a little bit nicer. The only other thing that I think I want to do before my parents get back and just have a bit of me time is maybe watch something festive, maybe somebody else's Vlogmas videos, or perhaps I'll watch part of a Christmas film. I'm not 100% sure. And I really want to paint my nails. My nails have been not painted for the majority of the Vlogmas videos. I did borrow a very light shimmer nail polish from my friend Kath in the last Vlogmas video, which I really enjoyed having on. It felt like I had like fairy dust on my hands and I loved it, but I haven't had red nails at any point in this Vlogmas series, and Christmas isn't Christmas without a little touch of red. So I put a little red burgundy bow back in my hair, and I would love to paint my nails this lovely red colour. This is Essie's Quick Dry Bolt and Be Bold number 180, which is this like slightly orange toned red. It's kind of the red of a tomato soup. But yeah, that is my grand plans for this morning, is finish my coffee, paint my nails and do a little miniature craft project. So if you're with me, let's get cracking. So these are the ones that I did before. These, let me move this one. These three here. So they all have a kind of nice colour palette to them. So I'm trying to decide whether to stick with it with the Little Women book. And if so, I think I found this gold, two ginghams, which I think would look lovely. This one, which is slightly more warm toned, and this one, which is a bit more pinky berry toned. So let's put our books so far. So this one is very similar. In fact, I think it's the exact same, but just a different colour. So probably not this one then. And then I also think that it's probably better matched to that shade. Kind of lovely, but I'm not sure it's quite right. And it's also in a green as well. It kind of reminds me of like a tea towel. And that would work quite nicely with this little collection, but I just don't know whether the green or the red is more Little Women. I'm thinking probably the red. So I think that's more in keeping with the book and with the colour scheme that we have going on, because we've already got two predominantly green toned ones, haven't we? So that would be nice. I will link the video which I show you a little bit more detail of how I did these books, but it's essentially you just cut the paper down to size and you fold it and wrap it around the spine of the book, and then you fold any extra paper inwards. So it's a super easy craft, but I feel like I've already done it, so I'll just link the video that shows a little bit more detail of how to do it, and I'm just gonna crack on and make this look really beautiful. Hopefully, anyway. it is much later now. I finished editing this video so far, my parents are back, and yeah, it's just much later in the evening, and me and my mum have a very easy, hopefully, and fun festive treat that we want to make that we used to make pretty much every single year when I was in primary school, but I can't remember the last time that we made them. She's currently in the kitchen decorating the Christmas cake that she made, so I'm sure I can get her to show it off in all of its glory. It looks so good. She's just adding the marzipan on top. It's still a really windy day outside, so I'm not sure if you can still hear that in the back. It's exactly the kind of cozy weather that makes you want to curl up inside and make a delicious sweet treat. So we are going to try and show you how to make that. I don't actually know if I've explained what we're going to make. So it is effectively chocolate refrigerator cake, but you shape them into little balls and make them look like Christmas puddings, and they make such a good last minute gift or just a really fun snack to enjoy at this time of the year. So without further ado, let's make our way to the kitchen to make some festive treats. It's huge! Can't move it. Mum is the queen of cool aprons. We have very festive, coordinating, not matching holly aprons to help us in our baking endeavours. Hey Mum, how stressful was icing the Christmas cake? A messy job, but I think worth it, and they will go into the fridge for, well, overnight I guess, and then we will see you tomorrow to decorate. That was more impressive in my head. To decorate them. Wow. Our festive treats have been in the fridge all night long. If you hear some banging in the background, please ignore it. There are some people repairing a fence next door, which has unfortunately blown down in the gales that we had for the last couple of days or so. So please ignore any banging in the background. So the decoration for these is really simple. All you need is some melted white chocolate for the topping and something green or red. We actually have some holly and berry sprinkles, so we're going to be using these, or I should say I'm going to be using these. My mum is literally about to head out the door for a hair appointment, so that is literally all you need. I think in the original recipe it says to use angelica and glacé cherries, but sprinkles work just wonderfully for us. So all I'm going to do is melt down some white chocolate and pop a little bit on the top of each of the balls here. And because the mixture didn't go quite to plan, we kind of gave up after making 12 of these. And we have put the rest as like a tray bake. And I think the plan is to do a nice little drizzle and just make it look overall a little bit festive. Oh, there goes the boiler. If you were doing it as like a tray bake, you could also maybe crush up some candy canes and pop them on top, and that would also look really pretty. So let's make these look like gorgeous Christmas puddings. really hope that you can't hear the drilling in the background. They have got the big tools out to help fix the fence now. Nothing better on a cold day than a hot cup of tea in a Christmas mug. And I'm gonna try this chocolate refrigerator cake. It is not my favourite recipe. When I cut these into little squares, the whole thing did just crumble. I think this is the best piece of the lot, but the little Christmas puddings look so cute. So let's give this a little taste. Well, at least it tastes pretty good, I'll say that. But with that tasty treat now complete and in my belly, that does mean, quite sadly, that is the end of Vlogmas this year. It's absolutely flown by, despite being quite a lot of work on my end, and I'm just so grateful that you guys have enjoyed it so much. I'm so overwhelmed by the support that you've given me and by all the gorgeous comments that have been left. That has been my absolute highlight of the whole festive season for me and of making these videos for the past month. And I actually have just gone through and written down the names of a few people I want to give a very quick shout out to who have left multiple comments and festive cheer throughout the month of December on my Vlogmas videos. So thank you all so much for being here, whether this is your first Vlogmas video of mine you're watching or you've watched every single one of them. But a very special thank you to Amy, Kim, Maria, Julie, Shamya, Mimi, Martin, Theo, Elena, Dawn, Leo, Jan, Jessica, Sarah, Ria, and Susan, Trisha, Meg, and so many more. I really apologise if I haven't quite pronounced your name correctly. It's really hard to tell from people's usernames what their names actually are, but I've tried my best and I hope that if I've mentioned you, you know who you are. I genuinely appreciate you so much, and thank you so much for engaging with each other and with me in the comments. It's truly meant the world to me. I also want to say a very quick thank you to Lucy and Kath for agreeing to be part of a couple of my videos, and of course a massive thank you and lots of love to my partner George, who we're away from each other this Christmas, but I hold you so closely in my heart, my love, and I'm so thankful for your support and for being involved in these videos. And also, of course, to my parents who have really enjoyed your receiving of them and been so kind to them as well. So thank you to everybody who's made this possible, including all of you, and thank you for being here. So all that's left to say is that I am so grateful that you are here, and to wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. You might have guessed, because it's been so go for me for the past few weeks, that I've decided to take next Sunday off as my regular scheduled video. But don't fear, because I will see you very soon in the new year on the 5th of January 2025. Can you believe it? Where has the time gone? So yes, Merry Christmas to all of you. Thank you so much for being here and for making 2024 absolutely magical. It wouldn't have been the same without you. And I really look forward to seeing you next year. Take care, friends, and I will see you very soon in another video. Goodbye.